This week we're looking at color, vision, and perception. Let's start with vision. Every person has a dominant eye. To determine yours, simply put your hands in this shape here to make a hole. Look at a distant object, close one eye at a time, and look through the hole with the other eye. If the object remains in the same spot, the eye that's open is your dominant eye. Here's another test. My right eye is dominant, so if I put this tube here, look through the object with both eyes, and bring my palm close to the tube, I can see that I hit the tube. If I put the tube on my left eye, repeat the same exercise again, and bring my palm close, I miss the tube.
Nailed it.
So your eye connects to your brain via your optic nerve, and where that optic nerve connects to your eye, there's no rods or cones. So if an image is formed on your retina where that optic nerve connects to the retina, then it doesn't get sent to the brain, so you have a blind spot there.
To find the field of view of the blind spot, you follow these directions. So you cover your right eye and look at the black star. Move slowly towards the screen, and the colored star disappears. Let's do it, JJ. So you use the string, keep going forward till just the tip touches your eye. Use this distance and the distance between the two objects to determine your field of view.
So for this part of the lab, we were measuring our fields of view, and for that, we printed out this nice little circle with all these angles on it. We put it on the floor with 0 degrees facing this mop right here, and then we rotated until it was at our field of view, and then we could read out what the angle was on that piece of paper.
240.
Nailed it.
So for the blind spot field of view test, Oibek had the lowest full field of view at 29 degrees, and Daniel had the highest full field of view at 31.16 degrees. For binocular and monocular field of views, again, Oibek had the highest numbers all around, and Daniel had the lowest numbers all around.
This is a nice chart like the one you see at the doctor's office. Each letter represents 5 arc minutes based on the distance that it specifies. Each small feature represents 1 arc minute. Now, for 20/20 vision, which is the average vision that a human can see, it means that at 20 feet, you can resolve 1 arc minute if you can resolve that. Now, let's say 20/25, that means that at 20 feet, you can resolve what a normal person can resolve at 25 feet. This is a monochromator. It takes in white light, and what it does is it puts it right onto a diffraction grating. Now the diffraction grating is rotated using a knob, and the knob specifies the wavelength that we're putting out. And there's a slit here which determines how much light is output, and we're only supposed to be outputting 1 wavelength.
Presented here are the upper and lower limits for the wavelengths that each member of our team could see. We're pumping an offset square wave through these LEDs, and so we have different colors. We got the orange, the red, the green, the blue, on all those, and we're turning up the frequency until we can't see it on each one at certain voltages to see what our flicker frequency cutoff is for each color at each voltage.
Here's Oibek's flicker fusion frequency. As you can see, as voltage increases, generally there's an increase in frequency that you can detect. Here's JJ's, which has a similar pattern, and mine, which is completely random because my eyes are awful.
Now let's take a look at how magic eye pictures such as this one work. So when you focus on an object with your eyes, depending on how far away that object is, your eyes have to converge at different angles. So when I focus on something farther away, my eyes converge at a different angle than something close up. Let's apply this concept to a 2D image. In order to get these 2 purple people to overlap, I would have to have a different divergence angle for my eyes than if I wanted these 2 green people to overlap. That means if I did change the divergence angle of my eyes such that these purple people overlapped, my brain would perceive them to be at a different distance than these green men. Here you can clearly see this technique at work. You can see that each ball has a different repetition frequency. That means when you change the divergence angle of your eye such that the similar balls overlap, you'll see each of the types of balls at different distances based off of their different repetition frequencies. Similarly, in this picture, there's an airplane repeated at varying frequency to give it a 3D effect when overlapped. And then there's background noise repeated at a separate frequency. That way the airplane stands apart when you change the divergence angle of your eye such that the airplane pattern overlaps with itself.